Today, we're unpacking what's available right now as of October 2025 for first home buyers in South Australia, including stamp duty relief on eligible new homes, $15,000 first homeowner grant for new homes, the federal first home guarantee scheme and how it works in South Australia, and HomeStart's shared equity option. We'll unpack each incentive, who qualifies, and when it makes sense to use them. Let's get into it. Hello, and welcome to First Home Unlocked, the podcast for unlocking clarity and confidence for first home buyers. I'm Jack Elliott, National First Home Buyer Specialist at Alcove.
And I'm Chris Bates, ex-financial planner and mortgage broker.
Together, we are on a mission to empower you with the keys to unlock your first home. Let's jump in. Hello, and welcome back to First Home Unlocked. And today, another solo episode as we continue our deep dive into the grants and schemes available for first home buyers across Australia. Today, we're unpacking what's available right now as of October 2025 for first home buyers in South Australia, including stamp duty relief on eligible new homes, $15,000 first homeowner grant for new homes, the federal first home guarantee scheme and how it works in South Australia, and HomeStart's shared equity option. We'll unpack each incentive, who qualifies, and when it makes sense to use them. Let's get into it. So first, just a quick recap on what stamp duty is. So stamp duty is a one-off government tax you pay when purchasing a property. It's calculated as a percentage of the property's value and can easily add tens to thousands of dollars to your upfront costs. To help reduce that, South Australia offers a stamp duty relief for eligible first home buyers building or buying a new place to live in as their principal place of residence. So to be eligible for the stamp duty relief, you must meet the following eligibility rules. The property must be a new home, off-the-plan apartment or vacant land that you'll use to build your home on. There are no price caps for using this scheme, so it doesn't matter how much the property costs as long as you meet the other eligibility criteria. Each applicant needs to be 18 years or older, and at least one applicant needs to be an Australian citizen or permanent resident, or eligible New Zealand special category visa holder living in Australia. As part of the application, you must include your spouse or partner's details, even if they're not on the title. You won't be eligible if your partner has owned residential property in Australia before, so it's just for first home buyers. You'll need to live in the home for at least 6 months, starting within the first year after settlement. And if you're buying vacant land to build on, you'll need to move in within the year of that home being finished or within 3 years of buying the land, whichever comes first. Now, when you're applying for this, your conveyancer or solicitor usually lodges the application. If it was missed at settlement, you can apply for a refund of the stamp duty you've paid within 5 years of settlement. So this stamp duty relief is a great support for first home buyers, a full stamp duty exemption on new homes, off-the-plan apartments and vacant land that can save you tens of thousands of dollars upfront. But it's important to remember that this relief only applies to new properties. There are no stamp duty savings in South Australia for established homes. This means your options may lean towards new estates, house and land packages, or off-the-plan developments, which can carry different risks and returns compared to established areas. So before jumping in purely for the sake of avoiding a stamp duty, pause and ask yourself, does this location fit my long-term plan for work, family, and lifestyle? Is the area likely to grow in value, or am I buying where there's an oversupply of similar homes? Am I choosing a property type that will still appeal to future buyers when it is time to sell? And would an established home, even with the stamp duty that's payable, offer a stronger long-term potential? Because when a property grows in value, it creates equity you can use later on, whether that's to upgrade to a larger home, invest in a second property, or simply feel more financially secure. As we explore in episode 6, Unlocking Asset Quality, it's not just about finding the cheapest option, it's about finding the right home that suits your goals and offers more long-term growth potential. Jump in and have a listen to episode 6 if you haven't already. A well-located, high-quality property will usually outperform over time, even if it means paying a bit more upfront. Next incentive available is the First Homeowners Grant, which is a one-off $15,000 payment to eligible first home buyers who buy or build a new residential property to live in as their principal place of residence. To be eligible, you must meet the same eligibility requirements that we already went through for the stamp duty relief, but you would need to apply for each separately. One difference though is that the first homeowner grant won't apply to vacant land purchases. It will apply to the purchase or construction of new homes, off-the-plan apartments, substantially renovated homes, a comprehensive building contract or contract to build a home, and owner builders. There are no price caps for the property you are purchasing when using the grant as well. So this grant can give your deposit a really great boost, but it's only available for new homes. And like we said before, new doesn't always mean better. Before chasing the $15,000 grant, take a step back and think strategically. Is a new build the best fit for your long-term lifestyle and goals? Does the location have strong demand drivers like being close to work, transport, schools, and amenities? Or is it a new estate that may take years to develop? Will this property still suit your needs in 5 to 10 years? Are you prioritizing a grant or a discount, or are you buying a quality asset that will grow in value? In some cases, building new can work well, but in other cases, an established home with more scarcity may offer better value and stronger long-term capital growth, even if it means missing out on the grant. The quality asset in a desirable location will typically outperform in the long run, helping you build equity, flexibility, and financial freedom. Another key incentive available to South Australian buyers is the First Home Guarantee, a federal government scheme available across all states and territories. It allows eligible first home buyers to buy a home with as little as a 5% deposit, avoid paying lenders' mortgage insurance. And importantly, the government doesn't own any part of your property. Instead, Housing Australia acts as a guarantor, telling the bank to treat you as if you had a 20% deposit. And that's why you don't pay any lender's mortgage insurance, saving you $10,000 to $30,000 plus. And you can still access competitive interest rates and a wide range of lenders. So to qualify for the First Home Guarantee in South Australia, the property must fall under the current Housing Australia price caps, which apply to both new and established homes. These caps were updated on the 1st of October 2025. The new limits are $900,000 in Adelaide, up from $600,000, and $500,000 for the rest of the state, which is up from $450,000. All income caps have been removed too, meaning more first home buyers are now eligible. And it's a great change for Adelaide buyers with more homes, better locations, and a lot more choice under the scheme. Now, to learn more about how this scheme works, including eligibility, lender options, and how to remove the guarantee later on, listen to episode 10 of the podcast, Unlocking the First Home Guarantee Scheme. Or if you'd like help mapping out whether this scheme fits your plan, book in a get to know you chat at firsthomeunlocked.com.au/book, and we'll help you find the right strategy for your situation. Now, the final option available is the HomeStart Shared Equity option, which is a South Australian government initiative designed to help more people into home ownership. It's offered by HomeStart Finance, a state-owned lender, and can be used as an additional interest-free, repayment-free loan alongside your main HomeStart mortgage. It allows eligible buyers to boost their borrowing power by having HomeStart contribute up to 25% of the property's value, capped at $200,000. So when you take out your home loan with HomeStart, you apply for the shared equity option at the same time. HomeStart provides between 5 and 25% of the purchase price or valuation, whichever is lower. You don't pay any interest or make any monthly repayments on that portion. Instead, HomeStart takes an ownership share in your home equal to their contribution. When you sell, refinance, or move out, you repay their share, plus or minus a portion of any capital gains or loss based on their percentage. So for example, if you buy for $600,000 and HomeStart contributes 25%, which is $150,000, their share in your property is 25%. Now, if that home later sells for $720,000, the value increases by $120,000. HomeStart receives the original amount that they contributed, $150,000, plus the 25% of the gain, which is $30,000. So that means their total has now risen to $180,000. You can make voluntary repayments of at least $10,000 at any time to reduce their share. A valuation is required before doing so. So some key eligibility details to be aware of is your net household income can't be more than $110,000 per year. There is a property price cap of $675,000. You can retain up to $40,000 in personal savings. The types of property you can purchase are owner-occupied only. This is not available for investment properties, land-only purchases, or apartments in buildings over 3 stories. The scheme can only be used in certain areas such as Metro Adelaide and select regional areas. You remain the registered owner, but HomeStart registers a mortgage over their share. You must have and keep your home loan with HomeStart to use the shared equity option. So unlike the first home guarantee scheme, where the government simply acts as a guarantor, HomeStart actually owns a percentage of your home. You don't pay any interest or monthly repayments on their portion, like I've mentioned, but you'll share in any future gains or losses, and you'll need to buy back their share if you want full ownership of the property later on. Because the government retains part ownership, your flexibility is limited. You can't easily refinance the property without repaying their share. And if you do decide to sell, HomeStart will recover its percentage share plus its portions of any capital growth. So shared equity schemes can make home ownership more accessible in the short term, but they also mean shared control and shared growth in the long term. Before applying, consider, will giving up a portion of the future growth be worth the short-term affordability boost? Are there alternative paths, such as the first home guarantee, that could help you get into a home sooner without sacrificing ownership? Does the property itself meet your asset quality criteria, location, scarcity, and appeal to future buyers? We generally see shared equity options as a last resort pathway, best suited to buyers who generally can't enter the market any other way and are comfortable with the trade-offs. As we explore in episode 11 of First Home Unlocked, shared equity schemes can sound attractive, but they're not always in your long-term best interests. Always focus on buying a quality asset, ensuring the purchase aligns with your life plan and exit strategy, and maintaining as much ownership and flexibility as possible for your future. So that's a snapshot of what's available right now for first home buyers in South Australia. We have the stamp duty relief, full exemptions on new homes, off the plan purchases, and vacant land for eligible first home buyers. We have a $15,000 first homeowner grant to help you boost your deposit when building or buying a new home. The first home guarantee scheme, where you can buy with just a 5% deposit and pay no lender's mortgage insurance. And finally, the HomeStart shared equity option. But as always, it's not just about what you can access, it's about what's right for you. Your lifestyle goals, preferred location, and long-term vision all play a role. Government incentives can absolutely help you get into the market sooner, but they're most powerful when used as part of a clear long-term plan, not the plan itself. If you haven't yet, check out episode 1, Unlocking Your Property Vision, and episode 6, Unlocking Asset Quality, for a deeper look at how to align your strategy with the right property and location. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you're ready to map out your strategy that fits your life and your goals, you can book in a get to know you chat at firsthomeunlocked.com.au/book or use the link in the show notes. Now, you will find all the links to all the government resources and eligibility guides in the show notes as well. And don't forget to follow the podcast for the remaining state episodes, plus more episodes to come for first home buyers across Australia. Thanks for listening. Thank you so much for listening. We'd really appreciate if you could do us a huge favour. Share this episode with any first home buyers that you know so we can help more people like you feel clear, calm and confident when purchasing their first property. You can join our Facebook group, First Home Unlocked, to continue the conversation with other first home buyers. Or if you're ready to unlock your first home, you can book a get to know you chat by using the link in the show notes or by going to firsthomeunlocked.com.au. Before we go, just a reminder that everything we share on this podcast is general in nature and not tailored to your personal situation. We always recommend seeking advice from a qualified and experienced professional when making financial decisions.